What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. So, people are curious, is it too late to buy Bitcoin? When's a good time to get Bitcoin? Where's Bitcoin going from here? And the only way that I can really answer that question directly for all of you about where the Bitcoin price is going is I'm going to ask you this question. You heard Mike Novogratz say that he thinks Bitcoin is going to 40,000 in 2018. You heard John McAfee say he thinks that Bitcoin is going to $1 million by 2020. You heard Cliff High say that Bitcoin is going to go to 40,000 by June, by the summer. Now I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think Bitcoin's going to $40,000 by 2018? And if the answer is yes, then why not buy Bitcoin at 14,779? You see? So if you think that it's going there and it's sitting at 14,779, jump in. If you say no, you don't think it's going to go there, then don't buy it. But no one has a crystal ball, right? Mike Novogratz doesn't have a crystal ball. John McAfee doesn't have a crystal ball. I sure as the heck don't have a crystal ball. But I will say this. I do think it's going to go to 40,000. In fact, I actually think that Bitcoin is going to go to 20,000 in December. That is a very aggressive price projection that I'm making here. But after seeing how fast we went from 10 to 15, it might not be as aggressive as I'm assuming. And right now, many of you guys are concerned that Bitcoin or that many of these altcoins in the 24 hours are in red. But if these coins spend or let's just say these coins spend 4 days in green, you know at some point there's going to be a recession or there's going to be some sort of rewind. And that's what you're seeing right now. They're still up. Most of these coins are still up over the 7-day. Look at all this green. Look at all that green right there. So look at this. Einsteinium, 563%. Okay? So just because over the last 24 hours you're seeing a bunch of red, no, guys, it's not panic mode right now. What's happening, this price is booming because people are trying to jump into Bitcoin. They're selling their altcoin, they're taking their profit. That's why IOTA, if you look at Bitcoin, we went over this in the last video. If you look at where the money's coming from into Bitcoin, it's still coming in from Korea. Korea keeps pumping massive amounts of money into Bitcoin. So if you got some Korean friends, go ahead and give them a shout out and say thank you to your Korean friends because they keep pumping money into Bitcoin. Look at this. Even on Coin One, they're pumping in money. They're all over the place. At least 12%. Korea makes up a small fraction of the population in the world, and they're pumping in over 12% at least. And they're one of the leading percentage-wise here on BitThumb. And if you look at Japan, their neighbor, they're pumping in a lot of money. And I'm sure if you go down this chart, you'll see more Korean won too. Look at this. They're more than 10%. They're at least 15% of this right now just coming in from Korean won. All right? So Korea is really stoked on Bitcoin. Yesterday when we were looking at this, we saw IOTA was up there at the top, but not as many people are selling their IOTA. But there was a massive cash moving from IOTA. People were taking their IOTA profit and just pouring it into Bitcoin. And so, you know about what we've been saying in the last videos is the reason that Bitcoin's going up is because people keep taking their profits on their altcoins, all this green that you're seeing right now, or all this red that you're seeing now, which once was green, they're pouring it into Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin is the one that's thriving. Because most of the time, these exchanges won't let you cash it into your fiat. So people are just becoming Bitcoin rich. And so that's what's driving the price of Bitcoin. But the benefit of Bitcoin's price continually going up is the fact that every time Bitcoin hits a milestone, like $10,000 milestone or $15,000 milestone, more and more people are saying, they're hearing the news. Like even on the radio today, I was listening to just a regular radio station and they were saying, yeah, this Bitcoin thing, it's going up. It's they're like, should I get a bond treasury or should I get a Bitcoin wallet? And they're like, well, you know, at this point, the way Bitcoin's been performing, I think maybe Bitcoin might be here to stay. I mean, it's not just me. It's not just you. People are starting to get into Bitcoin. And what happens then? You start seeing these market caps just keep going up. more and more money keeps getting put into this market. The total cryptocurrency market right now, look at this. We're looking at all-time highs again. Every day it's becoming for like the last, what is it? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. We haven't really had a pullback since the end of November. Okay. The end of November, we saw a little bit of a pullback. Well, it was a hefty pullback, which would have been your dip to buy. Some of you did buy, so cheers to you. Now, right now, we're just looking at a massive bull run again. And we talked about this. We said once Bitcoin went over this price right here, or once the market went over this price, if we go back to Bitcoin, let's take a look at the Bitcoin. This is what we were talking about. It's just basic chart analysis, technical analysis. It's called head and shoulders, but more indirectly, let's look at it from a more simple stance, okay? So the previous high was this, 11,000. Let me dial it into, we can only get in 1 month. All right, so 11,387, that was the number. We said that if Bitcoin breaks past the previous all-time high, when it was in this level right here, when we started seeing it get to that level, we knew it was doing what again? It was surging again. The next bull run was going to start. So when a currency goes over its previous high, that means it's broken past resistance or broken past, and it's on a bull run again. It's on the move again. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. If you're trying to get a finger on the pulse of what's going on, keep an eye on previous highs. Let's just take a look at Ethereum, for example. If Ethereum starts moving, okay, what I'm looking at here is the previous high, and I can dial that in to about 511. All right. So if Ethereum goes over 511 or 514, if Ethereum hits 514 and then goes past it, I know that Ethereum is back on the move again. That means it's back on a bull run. Right now it's on a dip. So if you've been trying to get into Ethereum, this would be a time to get into Ethereum. Sure, it could go lower, but at least you're buying the dip. You're not buying the all-time high. So if you've been trying to get into an Ethereum position, now's a good time to get into Ethereum. Let's see. If we're looking at, let's see another crypto that okay, so this one is on our radar again. Bitcoin Gold's back on the radar, okay? There's a couple things that I'm going to mention in future videos where I'm going to talk about how the tech behind Bitcoin Gold actually is quite impressive. And a lot of people don't realize how impressive the tech is behind Bitcoin Gold. The problem with the Bitcoin Gold is a lot of people don't trust it because of how the hard fork happened. But people are complaining about the free money and this and that and how they didn't get the free money. Okay, whatever. But the point is, the tech behind this is actually pretty good. The replay protection, you might want to check out what replay protection is before. I'll just leave it at that. But Bitcoin Gold has replay protection, and that is proving to be quite a necessity, really, okay, for store of value. Now, and the fact that they have admins, okay, but this Bitcoin Gold, where's the previous high for Bitcoin Gold? So 390, right? Where's it at over here? 496. Okay, so it's first got to get over the $400 hurdle. So once it gets over the $400 hurdle, we're really going to keep an eye on Bitcoin Gold. But if it goes past this previous high that it had at almost $500, if Bitcoin Gold goes over $500, get ready because it's probably gonna it's on a run. That's the indicator. Once it goes over, because when something goes past the previous high, it usually shoots up. That's been the basically the track record or the history for most cryptocurrencies. Once they start going, they run away with it. Once they pass, even if you look at IOTA, look at IOTA's moonshot here. Look at this. Once it broke its previous highs, it just took off. It got ready to take off. So it hit this 106 mark, went over here about 151, some would call going from 106 to 151 a nice bull run, but then it kind of pulled back a little bit and then it shot. And most cryptocurrencies, if you look at them, they have that kind of price action. So if they break that previous high and they accelerate past it fairly quickly, get ready because the coin is on the run. That's kind of something you can keep an eye on just in reading charts. And that's why I bring it up. So if we're looking at Bitcoin, where can Bitcoin go from here? Well, it's about to hit 15,000. When I made that projection on that video that I did about a week and a half ago, I was kind of nervous. I'm like, man, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think Bitcoin's going to hit 15,000. For those of you who watched it, you probably thought the same thing. You're like, well, I think it can happen. But, yes, I did say, we're going to get ready because we're going to 15,000. I did not say, get ready, we're going to 20,000. So the fact that we hit that 15,000, I was nervous to say that because that was such an aggressive price action to see. But I had that hunch, as many of you did also. It's not like I was like super special for having that that gut feeling that said it was going to 15,000. But now I'm like, man, I think we're going to go to 20,000. The craziest thing that could ever happen would be to see Bitcoin hit 40,000 before the end of the year. That would be absolutely crazy. But the way that Bitcoin's moving right now, with this much action, I would give it a 1%. I'd say it'd have to be 1%. But because there is 1% that it could go to 40,000, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, this is what we're getting into. We're saying, like, try to get to 1 Bitcoin. All you guys that have the opportunity, like, put your mindset, like, what do I got to do to accumulate at least 1 Bitcoin? Is it you got to get into altcoins that are going to do 10 times gain so that you can do what? Sell that alt into the Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin your end goal, or is it investing in alts? Or is it a mix of both? Or is it using altcoins to get you to Bitcoin? So is Bitcoin your main priority that you believe is going to be the store of value that's going to hold all the value? Or are you more bullish on the techs like IOTA and Cardano and and Ethereum? Where this is where you don't even have to make up your mind. The main thing is be aware of all the scenarios and the hypotheticals that can happen, and be flexible as things are coming your way. It's really about flexibility, analysis, and gut feelings, because you got to be able to sense when it's coming. And you don't want to get too attached to technical analysis. You don't want to get too attached to gut feelings. You don't want to get too attached to hype, but you want to have a mix of all of that stuff and understand how hype can affect the price of Electroneum. Like, I'm really more investing in Electroneum because of all the hype that's out there. I like the tech in the sense that it, allows you to do things from your phone that you can't do right now. But what I'm really viewing about Electroneum is that it has an all right tech that's not really too much different than some of these other cryptocurrencies that I see out there. So it's not. I mean, heck, I could probably get into Stellar Lumens, but Stellar Lumens doesn't have the same applications that Electroneum are going to have. They have a high supply, but the point is that there's so much excitement about Electroneum with just about, I would say, just maybe potentially above average tech, but massive excitement and massive hype about it. So I am kind of looking at that potential when it gets listed on those exchanges is why I'm watching Electroneum so aggressively, because all over all these communities, people are excited about Electroneum. And so I know it's going to go up. I'm aware of it. I'm not going to deny the hype there. So I'm not going to but I'm also not going to forget about, well, show me the tech, show me the technical analysis in the charts, show me how do I personally feel it's going to do. And that's what's going to empower you guys to make the correct decisions, to where you're not so dependent upon me or another YouTuber to make your decisions. You guys don't owe me beers or anything. You can buy me a beer. I'll buy you a beer. We can do that. But you don't owe me anything if these cryptos go up. And it's not my responsibility if they go down, because I'm having a conversation with you guys and you're watching this video. So this is the big thing, guys. Put the tools in your toolbox to become an efficient investor in crypto. Share that information with your friends. Share this channel with your friends. Take my advice and others' advice and educate yourself on making the best decisions possible. So with all that being said, this is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. If you enjoy videos like this, feel free to subscribe to this channel. If you're already subscribed to this channel, click that bell next to the subscribe button, and you'll get updated every time a video like this drops. Until next time, guys, we'll see ya.